all the people I could want to play, it would be him. He's one of the most unique people, not just in rock and roll history, but probably to grace the earth. So getting to share his story with a new generation is something I think is a very worthwhile endeavor.
Ready, Freddie?
Let's do it. Yeah, I looked at a lot of YouTube, but at the same time, didn't just look at the performances. Looked at his inspirations. He used to watch musicals quite a bit, so I watched Cabaret and watched Liza Minnelli, watched Bob Fosse's choreography, and you can see that he's moving like a dancer, even though he wouldn't call himself a dancer.
A lot of people are looking forward to this movie. Why do you think Queen is still such an iconic band?
I mean, they span so many generations of fans. They're still going now. My parents have a perception of Queen. My grandparents have a perception of Queen. I have a perception of Queen. Everyone's got a particular album that they like, because Queen, they evolved through their career. They started off more kind of rock and roll, and then they started to experiment more, and it kind of became a bit more popular, and then it kind of went, they brought in elements of opera and then jazz and funk later on.
Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me, for me, for me.
So I think there's just something for everyone, which is why even if you don't like the entire catalogue of Queen, you still love one album, and that album might bring back certain memories for you.
No escape from reality. All right!
It was 22 minutes, that unforgettable day in July of 1985. But we had to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. So it wore us out, but it was definitely worth it.
5 weeks of rehearsal, and then about 2 weeks to shoot it. So it was a production in and of itself. That's the length of some movies that you do. It was an out-of-body experience. It made me very emotional, and it was just such a privilege. You felt like it was such a privilege to be a part of this band and their story.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will.
To have to learn how to play the bass, and not just a journeyman bassist, but one of the best who's ever lived, and then have to learn the, English accent, and then have to learn how to move like him on stage, and then also have to make sure that I'm still acting and bringing this man to life.
Playing living rock legends, there's definitely a lot of pressure, but we were actually fortunate enough to meet Brian and Roger, and they were kind of around throughout the production, and from the minute we met them, we kind of realized that they weren't there to judge us, but to help us and to be supportive, and that kind of really relieved that anxiety for me.
Now, I want you to clap on the third beat.
What's going on?
You'd know if you were on time.
I want to give the audience a song that they can perform. So what can they do? I think they're music producers on the film, and so they were very present on set when we had live performances to reenact, because that's where their expertise was most useful. But actually, they tried to leave us to our own devices when it came to the more dramatic scenes, the more private scenes. They wanted us to really explore that truthfully.
It's not like a tribute to the band, or is it?
No, I don't think we shy away from trying to tell the truth, really. We show some ugly sides to all of the characters at times in the film to try and portray an honest story. They had their difficulties. They wound each other up. They're difficult characters sometimes, and I think we try and explore that.
You're a legend, Fred.
We're all legends.